Welcome to the Reach Your Prime video series. We're giving you a practical roadmap to navigating who you are and transitioning to the next phase of your life. Whether you're an athlete, student, or professional, this is for you. Devetta, thank you so much for joining us today. Really excited to unpack your experience as a student, but more importantly, what it's been like now as an adult. So Devetta, tell us about your thoughts around transition, what you thought, while you're a student in college and now as a professional. What did you think adulting or growing up was gonna be like, working in the professional world till now?
Being a student, you're not really thinking about all those things.
Yeah.
You're thinking about like game day or practice or just hanging out with your friends or those long nighters. You got a quiz tomorrow.
Yeah.
So I really didn't think too much about like adulting and life after college. I just thought like, hey, when I get there, I'll figure it out. But becoming into like a junior and senior, I really started like, wow, I really need to buckle down.
Yeah.
This is real life.
Yeah.
Like I need to figure out what I'm gonna do. So I was just like kind of like a lot of anxiety, like just right before graduation. It's like, what's next?
Yeah.
I don't have a job in place right after graduation.
Yeah.
Some of my classmates do, and it's just fighting that, like comparing, and that's really easy. It can really get to you,
Yeah.
But in the meantime, I've been freelancing and doing things to keep my skills sharp and to be relevant. In the sports industry, I majored in sports management.
And you said a great point about keeping your skills sharp. And you mentioned just going through your freshman year, even through school, through the whole education process, you're rewarded for doing things right. And you may have done things right. You may have interviewed well, you submitted your application, everything was on time, but you didn't necessarily get that desired outcome.
Right.
And that can lead to a lot of disappointment.
Right.
But for you to continue to not only keep your skills sharp, but seek out opportunity, whether that's in the form of freelance or that's in the form of volunteering or showing up for things like this.
Right.
It's all part of that path. All part of that path. It's one thing to talk about it in a conversation, but another thing to break it down from a practical level. What do I do with all the information I just learned? And one thing we want to do is take everything you just said about transition. What do we build off of that? What can we do today? And the first thing you want to start about are your principles. So you're thinking about your principles here, as far as where you want to go, what organization you want to join. What are some common themes or common words or even a culture that you think about that you want to join?
I want to be in a culture that's diverse, for one. I really love diversity. I cherish being around people who are different from me, that will help me think outside of my comfort zone. I really would love also to be around people who are high energy, like visionaries and people, and also have a leader who can coach me and who lead by an example. So that's the culture that I'm going for. And principles that I would like for myself.
I love it. You want to be around people who are different than you. That's how you know you'll get better. That's how you know you're going to develop. But principles don't necessarily just happen. They're just words on the wall unless they come through people. So you mentioned a little bit, the type of people that you want to be around. You said you want to be coached. You want to get that active feedback. So for you, how exactly do you like being led outside of just that?
I like people showing me how to do things, like visionaries, people who believing in me. People who are not going to just throw me in the fire, but just show me. I don't mind being thrown in the fire if I have to, but I like people being there with me, being around a teamwork, a team environment, because just the athlete in me, I love working in groups. I love working in creative spaces. Just those type of environments. Yeah,
and I heard you say loyalty. That's what I heard out of everything, is just that loyalty. We're in this together. And the last piece of not only your principles, but the people you're around, it all happens in a certain place. So for you, what does that environment look like for you in the past? Has it been in a desk setting, where everyone's kind of focused around, or has it been out in the field where everyone's, hey, we're working together, we're doing this on the fly? What has that been like for you?
For me, I feel like I think it's important to get experience, to do internships, because you get a feel for what you like and what you don't like. So I was a student assistant, and I also did various internships with like the CIAA. I worked with the Charlotte Knights, Charlotte Hornets, and ESPN. So I kind of like both, a hybrid of both. I like being at the desk, but I also like being in the field too. I I'm not like a desk person. I'm an athlete. I like to be on the move. I'm like fast paced. I like to be on the move a lot. So it's just a hybrid of both.
I like that. That's good. You know that to where now you can seek that out. You know, you can seek this energy. You can seek diversity, seek people who believe in you in a setting that's going to allow you to be you. So I think it's really important when we're choosing our next career, whatever that may be, or even just a transition. Maybe it's not, a career or something. Maybe you're transitioning into a new environment. You want to be able to find, your principles, allow you to find your people in that place. But the last piece when it comes to, these brands, I think sometimes we get kind of sucked into the you mentioned ESPN, where, that may, on paper, that always looks like a good opportunity. But in reality, it might not be. Can you relate to that?
Right. I can relate. Like, I want to be somewhere where I align perfectly with them, and vice versa. And I feel like I just want to be somewhere where I love my job, and if I love it, then I don't you're really not working. So it's important and vital to align with this triangle.
But the last piece is the most important key: patience. Not going to happen overnight. I think it's one thing to write these down on a sheet of paper, but finding that, being patient, staying consistent, it's going to pan out.